It's the middle of the aughts, and the high-definition optical disc format war is currently underway. A battle to determine whether high-density digital versatile disc, HDDVD, or Blu-ray would replace DVDs as the standard disc format for high-definition video. But while the battle was being fought, many companies decided not to pick a side and release their shows and movies in both formats. One of those companies was GDH, the parent company of the anime studio Gonzo. And on August 29, 2006, the company announced that it was going to start releasing titles on both high-definition formats. Their first release would be Project Papo, a web animation from 2000. And when it hit store shelves on November 3rd, it was the first animated title in Japan to be released on Blu-ray and HD-DVD. The next release would follow shortly afterwards. Warner Bros. Released Gonzo's Brave Story, a movie that premiered earlier that year, on both formats on November 23rd. And as far as I can tell, that makes Brave Story the first traditional anime to ever be released on both Blu-ray and HD-DVD. The next anime to make its way onto HD-DVD was a little different. On March 23, 2007, a Razafon DVD box set was released. In addition to the 8 standard DVDs for the series, the set also came with an HD-DVD. The bonus disc contained the series' theatrical release in HD and an OVA. And that brings us to the longest and most interesting set of HD-DVD releases, Freedom. By this point in 2007, Freedom was already being released on standard DVDs in Japan, but on March 20, 2007, Bandai announced that they would be releasing the sci-fi OVA on HD-DVD. And starting with Freedom's first volume, they will be releasing titles on HD-DVD first, with a Blu-ray release to follow. Freedom's first volume was released in North America and Japan simultaneously. It hit store shelves on June 26, 2007. Each volume contained one of the series' episodes, and they would continue to be released throughout 2007 and well into 2008. But Freedom wasn't the only thing that released during this time period. There were also Blu-ray and HD-DVD releases of the first Patlabor movie and Royal Space Force: The Wings of Onamis, which was also released in both formats in North America. Then the second Patlabor movie, Vexil, although its Blu-ray release happened a bit later, and the Afro Samurai movie. But just before Freedom's fourth volume was scheduled to be released, HD-DVD lost the format war after a series of setbacks. On February 19, 2008, Toshiba, the format's primary developer, announced that, quote, "It will no longer develop, manufacture, and market HD-DVD players and recorders. This decision has been made following recent major changes in the market. Toshiba will begin to reduce shipments of HD-DVD players and recorders to retail channels, aiming for cessation of these businesses by the end of March 2008. Toshiba also plans to end volume production of HD-DVD disc drives for such applications as PCs and games in the same time frame." End quote. Bandai quickly released a statement reassuring fans that they would still be releasing the last 3 volumes of Freedom on HD-DVD. And over the next several months, the last batch of HD-DVDs hit store shelves. After Freedom Volume 4 was released on February 26th, Appleseed Ex Machina was released in Japan and North America in March. 2 more anime films were released on HD-DVD in Japan, The Place Promised in Our Early Days, and 5 centimeters per second. The final 2 HD-DVD volumes of Freedom were released on April 22nd and June 24th, but anyone who wanted to complete their collection of the series in the format was out of luck. At the end of 2007, a special 7th episode of the OVA was announced, and while the final episode was released on standard DVD in Japan, it never received an HD-DVD release. Freedom Volume 6 may well have been the last anime to ever be released on HD-DVD, bringing anime's short run on the format to an end.